that came from juke joints. So who's going to say what the etiquette is? Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I'm just because I'm a big stickler on etiquette. But who's going to take my etiquette word? How do you teach something that come out of juke joints? I'm not complaining or anything, but I'm trying to find what is the formula to teach etiquette.
Sorry, I don't have my gimbal, y'all. It's shaky.
Again, this goes back to where you get it from. How far do we go back? Who had it? Who gave it to you? And how you can pick it up. Again, nobody has the same information, is what I'm trying to say. You just have to do your research and find the person that have what you need.
You can do research now.
I mean, Pete and I talk about that all the time. Unfortunately, that time is coming and gone. That's the realistic point. That time is coming and gone. So again, you have to just go to somebody that can get as close to what you want as possible. And then the rest of that you're gonna have to do on your own.
That part.
For me, it's common sense, but common sense ain't common. But
So sorry, I got my gimbal, y'all.
the part
My
about
hands
what
are
needs
shaking.
to happen, we went past that. We've gone past that. And it's not attainable at this particular point. Because that means that we need to have structure. Similar to like that in the Latin community where there's structure. I don't care where you go in the Latin community, they're gonna teach the one thing.
Yes.
And then wherever you go, it's just about your personal characteristics and style that makes you look different. But the basics is the basics. And that's why they get such national recognition, because you can go clear across the world and they're gonna still have the same basics.
Oh.
That's not our community.
No, it's not.
Right? And again, that's where you have to go, is I have to find somebody who has some common interest that I have in this dance or that I like, and then I can take it from there. And I'm just gonna have to add my personal etiquette to it and have some responsibility for yourself. I explained to a lady this morning, if you allow yourself to be treated any kind of way on the dance floor, it's the same translation as you allow them to talk to you any kind of way. There is no difference. So it's your personal preference and how you want to be treated, which brings about your etiquette. And they pick up on it. You don't let nobody do anything to you on the dance floor, or they will talk to you the same way. And if they talking to you when they come to get you a certain way, you can best believe that the dance is going to be the same. So it's your personal preference again. And I said this in the forum last year. Everybody come here for this dance for a different reason that you know not about. So I'm not here to make you happy. That's not my responsibility. I'm not here to relieve all your pain. That's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to give you what I have to offer. And if that doesn't meet your expectation, you need to change your expectation for me and make your expectation for yourself higher. And that's really the simplicity of the dance. It's a partner's dance.
Yep.
You feed off the energy of your partner.
Yep.
But if you don't have it for yourself, I can't give it to you. That's not my responsibility when I come to dance. It is a preference. And you can choose to or not to continue that with that person at any point in time. Let's go to the next question.
Audience, anybody got any questions you need to ask? All right, moving right along to the next question, thoughts. Okay, I don't know if most of you guys were here yesterday when we did the ladies contest, get down contest, right? So a question was asked that yesterday, Trina and Chauncey, they danced in the contest yesterday. So someone told me that the dance can't be taught. Is that true? What the ladies, the way they were dancing yesterday to get down. So someone asked on Facebook, I guess, can this dance be taught?
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm?
It was just really a man-on-man dance.
Right.
Mostly man
had competition toward each other. I said it became, I don't know, all of a sudden it became something big to get down. I mean it's, the variations that they doing, it's not the whole dance, and they making it the whole dance. Right.
Yep.
The whole dance. That's not the whole dance. That's a sequence of something that you do inside the dance, and then continue into another part of the dance. To get down, I mean, it's actually what we used to do.
That's Mike speaking.
Did, freestyle.
Wednesday sets at Vision.
And they call it to get down.
Mike Dabby of the Dancing Dabbies.
Be the first person to tell you that all the things you did was a freestyle moment. That's your moment of freedom. Free to do what you want to do. You know, and they didn't change it to get down.
That's it.
It's been moved so big.
So my perspective is, and people say it all the time, but I am fortunate to have come into the dance before all these other titles came about.
Yeah, Sherry.
And so I was able to touch the hands of many different styles of people who dance. So energy transfers, and if you pay attention to the energy, then can you pick up energy? Can you take it and make energy your own, or can you get that energy? Yes, I say yes. But you have to be touching the hands of those who have that type of energy.
Yes.
So if you do not touch those people's hands, then what you're doing is going to be different than the people who have the true energy.
All right, any more questions, audience? My take? Well, actually, the question was, can it be taught? Anything can be taught.
My man.
You know what I'm saying? The thing about it is, to me, it's just, like you said, the people that want to pick up that kind of energy. Because I know at a certain age, you ain't trying to pick up that kind of energy. Your mind might be saying you can do it, but when you get on that floor, it's a whole different level. And that's what I tell a lot of people. As younger dancers, you get in it, you can learn those things, but as you age, you know, it ain't there. I mean, I've done like the man on man, woman on woman, and same guys that back in the day used to get up there for 3, 4, 5 minutes. In the contest, they was tapping out. Because, like I said, you get out there and say, we still play a little basketball until you get out there on that court and
The energy.
that energy ain't there like it used to be. So that's my take on it. But if you want to learn it and you got the energy, don't take it. Share it, teach it.
Pete, this is not. Pete, verified information by both parties. Trina Allure, the young lady that was dancing with Chelsea, was taught by Josiah Burke. And they both have verified that information. So you just take that information and do with it what you will.
Gotcha.
Well, congratulations, Chauncey. I didn't know you won.
Another question on Facebook was, can someone show you, as a man, show you how to walk with a woman? And I guess this woman had a man to teach her how to walk, but she felt like he was teaching her, she was marching. You know, as an instructor teaching her how to walk. And once again, everybody don't know how to walk.
Come to Chicago.
So let's see what you guys' thoughts are on walking. You're a prolific walker, right?
Again, they always say that if you can step, you can walk, but that's not absolutely true.
Yeah.
We that walk have a love for walking, and we put a lot into that. If you're going to learn how to walk and go to a walking class, it needs to be a number of men that know what they're doing and a number of women that know what they're doing.
Tina, what's
So
that?
if you're paired off with someone and you are the woman and you're doing something wrong, I can come behind you and kind of give you a little guide where the man can't really guide you from the back, he can guide you from the front.
Shanice helped me with that. She did the same thing. She came up behind me.
What was the question?
basically till you feel the dance.
6 or 8, right, Pete?
Who said something? Oh, what did you say, Mark?
I said 6 or 8, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, Dons and Divas, I really wanted to reiterate on the 6 or the 8 when it comes to this dance. I am an advocate for men learning the correct way of this dance, be it 6 or 8. And it's just not being taught. And I have a feeling that the dance is going to absolutely lose itself. The women are being taught 8 steps or 6, and the men are being taught 4. I heard someone say the other day that, oh, I was taught the rock. I'm like, the rock? And it was the stroll, the swing back and forth. I don't know what to call it, but I know that you're leaving your partner. You are stepping away from your partner in the beginning of your movements, and that's just not correct. I've heard countless of men say that they had to relearn this dance after being taught that, because they came to Chicago and nobody was doing that, and they had to relearn. They had to pay more money and relearn the dance. So I'm begging for the men of the community to take the time out to teach the men who are there, who do want to learn the dance. I hear men say all the time, instructors say all the time, well, they don't really come to class and they don't really want to learn. But when they do come, show them the correct way. So when they come back, they'll know it. The other thing I want to talk about is how the men that are learning, that I don't really see men helping men catapult themselves in the dance. As women, we helping each other, but I don't see it in the man atmosphere. And I hear this from men. I hear this from men who are hungry from the dance, for the dance, and it's just not happening. And so I just want to make a plea, hey, this is the only way this dance gonna grow. I see more women dancing with women and men doing the scroll than people actually doing just the basics. The basic 6 or the basic 8. I don't see it. So let's help. And I just want to put my little 2 cents in real quick. Back to the forum.
Okay. Yes.
It wasn't a question, it was just a comment about yesterday's, to go backwards to the contest yesterday. I was never taught that. I never went to any class. I don't claim to know the get down. I just wanted to go out there and have some fun.
That's fine. Fun. Life is short.
It is about having fun.
All right. Another question that was asked on Facebook panel. Someone said, sometime when I'm on Facebook, I feel like steppers receive a lot of negativity. And what could I do as an out-of-towner to make stepping great again?
Great question.
That's right. I like say make stepping great again. I guess when people go on Facebook with all the back and forth negativity, going through little different things, different situations that's happened, and then the different cities. It's not just in Chicago; it's all around, depending on where you are. What's your take on that? You got a take on that? I know you got a take on that. All right. Well, any questions?
Get people.
There you go, Bridget. There you go. There you go.
Work or whatever. You have different spirits, different personalities.
They ain't got nothing to do with stepping.
So I hate when people think, like, I have some friends who saying, I don't want to get messy. It's too messy.
Right.
It's messy everywhere.
Right.
It is what it is. You stay
Messy
and
in your
stay
church.
Out. So, I don't know what else to say.
I agree.
I think, in my opinion, the Steppers community is a great community.
It
is a great community. I think just some people are just messy. They just happen to be a stepper. You know, the stepping community is not a messy community.
There
I just
you
think
go.
some people individually are just messy.
Perfectly said.
So my question is kind of circling back to what you just said, talking about the 6 count and the 8 count. Depending on how you learn, you said there was one standard, right? Or a basic standard.
Yeah.
But going back to what Maurice said and what Ms. Belinda said, Ms. Belinda said that it depends on who your instructor is, who taught you. Maurice said that if you're talking about Maurice said that if you're talking about, say for instance, salsa, there's one standard worldwide. So why is it so hard for us to get this standard out if it's something that's set that we already know?
Because it should have happened already.
Are you saying that we can't make that change, or it's too late? Too late.
I don't think it's too late.
Somebody's got to go. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's too late. I just think we need to start teaching our men what to do.
It should have happened already, and we too far in it. And just to touch on like the quote unquote the get down. So basically, like you said, it was freestyle, right? And what we're doing right now is much easier for you to come in and do the get down, or come in and do most of what they're teaching now, because it requires you to be less disciplined.
Yeah.
And it was already bad enough that, like Pete said earlier, if you was from Chicago because your grandmother stepped, that just automatically passed down to you.
Right.
So you thought that you could step because you're from Chicago. Now you move somewhere else. And the people that want to do it because you're from Chicago, and they think that, oh, it's okay for you to teach. That's where that came from. So now, it's much easier for you to walk in the dance and go, let me get a new school, or let me do the get down, because it doesn't require much from you. And I'm not taking anything away from freestyle, because it's still a skill set.
Yeah.
But freestyle is freestyle. If there's no set pattern in it, anybody can do it. The reason why it's always difficult for other styles and stepping to assimilate in one space is because if I need to be going north and south, and you need to be going north, south, and east, we can't be on the same floor at the same time, or at least within the same demographic, because you're going to impede in my space. But if all you want to do is look good and have the appearance that you are quote-unquote stepping, and there's nobody here to hold you accountable to otherwise,
I'm an advocate for men.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's too difficult for us at this point when the assimilation of people is more of the latter instead of more of the now. So I would like to get there, and we can all say, hey, let's do this, that, and other to make our part. Our part is just simply being our perspective individual, and have our perspective individuality, hold some morals, have some etiquette amongst yourself, have some pride and some dignity about yourself. Treat others like we should be treated for ourselves. Then we can start to rise up. At this particular point, we just gonna have to have the best time we can have in these environments and go home.
I just want to say that going back to what you guys said about the community and being messy or all of that, I just want to say that when I came to the stepping community, I came in and I became part of this great group of people, and coming from a different nationality, coming from a different country, coming from a different culture, and then everyone is very mature. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and this is the best environment even for me as a woman. I used to be single, and a lot of respect, a lot of love given, and it's a group of people that get together and have great time, great, clean, fun, mature time. So again, you're gonna have messiness everywhere you go, but this is a great community, and I just wish that everyone can show it the love that it deserves, more or less than talk about all the bad things.
There it
all
is.
the great things that we have.
Right. I say that about us.
So I just want to go back to that basic standard thing. When you asked Pete about 6 or 8, and then you mentioned that salsa has a standard. Salsa has salsa on 1 and salsa on 2. So that is a variation. Same dance is a variation. Stepping. It's one dance, in my opinion, has variations. And so again, as I was talking about adjusting and adapting, seeing what's similar, seeing what's different, making adjustments, making adaptations.
Yes, Bobby.
To the young man over here about standards, and in reference to the young man said we passed that point. I think we passed the point. See, we started in the juke joints. No rules, no regulations, no nothing. Then a group came along and took our stuff and standardized that. So now we can, and also, I can be on the floor with you going north and south. If that's your dance is slide, my dance is circle. I could be on it. Salsa has many, many, many variations from Cuban, Latin, Venezuela, but the basis is the same. The 6, the 8, you dance off of rhythm, not trying to be an authority here. So you dance from rhythm. You can be taught a rhythm. But if we don't want a standard, because to have a standard, now you gotta have a committee. Now you gotta have somebody that's gonna make those rules. And if the juke joint party people having fun don't want that, it'll never happen. And we just get together and enjoy life.
I'm sorry.
More questions, answers? Questions?
This
All
thing
right,
is
let's move to the
structure.
next question.
Why you don't want to talk?
I don't want to talk.
Someone
I argue.
on Facebook said, my instructor keeps trying to make me be in a contest. Why is this necessary?
Why is what necessary? Oh, instructors trying to make you get in the contest. Oh.
Well, to kind of answer that question a little bit, is that it's not where instructors should try to get you to be in a contest. It's more so if you're trying to grow the dance and get individuals involved in it, if they want to be involved in it, then you can probably be instructed to get them maybe contest ready. But you shouldn't have to be part of the criteria to say, okay, Frank, you're in my class, I'm gonna get you ready for the contest. Now, Frank wanted to become a contestant because some people are competitors. Some people like to compete, some people don't like to compete. Yeah. Yes, Margaret.
For the question, I think that maybe an instructor might ask you to compete because they see the potential in you that you could do it. You could get up there and win, or just compete. You're good enough. Just to answer the question. That's why I would push as an instructor.
I guess that's like if you see a child that has ability and they don't have that ability, you can probably help them go to that next level in their life.
Yeah.
Yes, Mike.
That's what I noticed. Some people look at them all of a sudden, they learn this dance, and all of a sudden they metamorphose.
Yeah.
Now I'm that man, I'm that woman. That's something that trips me out. How this dance gives you a ego.
Ooh.
People that never had, you wouldn't have never noticed. They would have been on the wall.
Yep. That's true.
I understand that part. But it is a lot of times you have people
So sorry, y'all. I packed all my stuff up.
So he opens doors, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it, okay? Look at me. Hardly none of you know me. But I'm the person to the promoters. I buy your tickets. I go to your sets. I travel to your sets.
And when I come to meet a lot of you, especially if you are big name people, some of you act like, yeah, okay, I'm too high, I'm too above talking to you because you're not exactly at my level.
Sorry, y'all. Let me take this down.
I thank you when I first met you. You made me feel so welcome and so glad to know you. Sherry, I met you for the first time today. I heard your name, but you were so warm and welcoming to me. Margaret, you are intimidating with your step. But girl, I thank you for being my sister friend.
Yes, Diva.
Because you all sometimes make me feel like you just wanted my ticket money. I could have stayed home. And that's the perspective you're getting from people like me who take the time, who take the expense, and pay what is expected of me to come to your event. And you are not absorbing what I've been telling you all on Facebook, because I've been talking about this on Facebook. I'm Gwendolyn Ferris. Reese, you and I have talked on the phone. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I haven't met you yet. But my point I'm trying to make is that this ego is really beginning to get to me. Because I spend good money to come to your events. When I got all those cards last night, those flyers last night, I started planning my trip for the next year or so. That's a compliment to you when I buy a ticket to your set. So when you look down your nose on me, I'm getting ready to start talking about this on Facebook. I'm not afraid to say what I feel. But I don't want to start no mess, because I'm not a messy person. I'm too busy trying to enjoy myself. I could have stayed home and did some basketball to join a club or something like that, but I chose to travel. And I want you all to absorb what I'm telling you. You're not above or better than me. There's a bathroom that says male and female. There's nothing special about who you are, except that you can dance a little bit better than me. But please don't think that when a person like me comes to you and say, I've always wanted to meet you, that's a compliment to you.
It is. It is.
When I tell you, I've always wanted to meet you. And I did a lot of that last night. Eerie. I met him for the first time. I talked to him on the phone a lot. On Facebook a lot. But I'm just trying to let you all know, I'm the face of that ticket holder. That ticket buyer that you will never see, you will never talk to, because you think you're above and better than me. I promise you, you're not.
Some of the great social organizations that exist, like just Deja Vu, GDI, are successful. So what does it take to be a successful social organization?
Gotta be nice to people.
Hard work. I mean, real talk. I mean, it looks easy.
Yeah.
When you come into these events, but there's a lot of money, there's a lot of time, there's a lot of time away from your family, there's a lot of effort put in these events to give you guys a great time. And every time it's not going to be a great time, because there are hurdles that comes down that road that you may not be able to do, but you try to accommodate as best as possible. So that's what happens. And some people can deal with it, some people can't take it. I tell people all the time, to become a promoter, you have to have thick skin, because you're dealing with the responsibility of everybody in that party.
Yeah.
People coming from all directions. I need this, this and that, I need that. My room this, the whole 9 yards. We're not responsible for the hotel rooms, but we understand as clients, if you guys have concerns, you bring it to us, we try to take it to the hotel, but sometimes hotels may respond to it, sometimes they give you a runaround. But in order to become successful in any business, it takes hard work and determination. And a lot of us, sometimes we don't have that determination. Any questions? So everybody promote us. Say that again. One of the pages missing. Who stole the page?
As best to my recollection, one of the questions was, can you show us or demonstrate the 5 different variations of stepping? Because when the out-of-towners hire instructors to come to their cities, a lot of Chicago people only see the dance as stepping, but the out-of-towners understand the variations by their name. For instance, new school, old school, original, slow bop, walking. So can we spend a couple of minutes with just a short demonstration of what those 5 different variations look like?
Okay, new school. This is a form of freestyle. Let's go to work. New school. Last week on Facebook, there was a contest in Minnesota. And Doc and a couple of guys got on their knees, jumped up in the air, and they was disqualified because in their rules, both feet must be on the ground at all times. So by Doc getting on the knees and Nike jumping in the air, there was a controversy with that. But if it was a freestyle, then it could have been allowed in that category.
Okay.
Right. Got it? Thank you. Okay, they're gonna perform a slow hop.
Because I'm trying to learn this. Go on, Mike. Go on, Todd.
So Frankie Beverly song. Let's give a round of applause to my man DJ Kevin Nettles and Lady Margaret. Walkers, come on down there, Belinda. Come on, Frank, walk on the
You're funny.
So the first one that Todd and Bridget did, that was new school?
That's new school.
So what was the difference between the new school one and the old school one? Because they look kind of similar. So,
Well, first of all, it was the motions of the dance. It was the motion of the dance and the steps of the dance. See, freestyle, like I said, is more what it is, freestyle. You know, it's an open style of dancing. So you can see a lot of turns, a lot of creativity.
There it is.
Whereas the original style of dance is more, you know, a more settled dance. So
Not a lot of turns, no double turns, none of that. None of that.
And stuff like that.
More holding, more dipping, more romance. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. No, you didn't. But
well, it was the movement that you did with your feet.
It was.
So the thing about it is, see, when you watch the original style dancing, it's more like the cruise style of the dance. You see what I'm saying? And doing that. Whereas it's like when you and Kurt did the get down, it's basically was still a form of freestyle. You just added different footwork in it, but it was really the same.
And Kevin's footwork wasn't, his dance was nothing like your dance.
You know.
Now, my following, you know, I'm not that good anymore in old school. That was my original category that I won in. But, time went on and we got to this turns and flips and all that. And I was on board for that. So here I am.
But I think the gentleman here, Wes, I believe your name was, I believe he said new school, I believe he wanted to see, he was expecting to see more turns.
Yeah. 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 That's what it is, though.
Well, see the thing about freestyling that plays a big part in it as well is the music that you play. See, that's like if you're playing some James Brown, your mind's like skating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You hear some JBs, you go JB. You know what I'm saying? If you hear something a little bit slower, like some Anita Baker, you're gonna cruise your skating to accommodate the music that you're playing in that aspect. So that's like if you see these guys get out doing freestyle or they're doing the get out, soon you get high. What? So the whole, like Shay was saying earlier, the
whole mindset change. Yep.
On a whole different
Yep.
level.
Yep.
So you adjust really sometimes to the music, to what you're listening to your dance style or the form of dancing. Because if you're a dancer, you do freestyle and you do original style dancing. It's adjustments. That's all.
Predicated on the speed.
Who's that?
Royce Banks.
Oh, Royce just walked
He just walked in, put you on blast. Y'all on Belinda.
To show you how everything intermingled. And I can historically remember all of these people. Kevin Nevels was a stepper, but we never knew that he even played music like he did until recently.
Right.
Because he was definitely he was more sharp dresser. He was always smooth with the ladies. Always smooth with the ladies. And, it wasn't smooth like that. I mean, women liked him, so it was what it was. But he had a style. I didn't know how good Kevin was until we competed in a championship together. We danced against each other, and how good he was. I'm saying all of this is this new school thing happened because of influences that came, interestingly, and it's 20 years here, from people like Sherry Gordon that forced us.
Yep.
Because
Detroit.
The at-large stepping community was demanding of us to do more stuff. And in order for us to remain relevant, we had to do more stuff. We had to add these turns, whatever. But internally, the dynamic was the people who are hardcore steppers in Chicago weren't necessarily feeling it. So what it took to be entertaining in the world's largest was not something that gave you a name and a reputation in
Chicago.
The bowels of stepping.
Oof.
You see what I'm saying? It was different. What made you look great nationally made you look like trash locally.
Right.
You feel me? So now it is a thing that we're trying to do, where we're trying to add all of these things. I mean, I see greats over here in the corner. We're trying to add all of these ingredients so it is palatable for you to watch, and we look like we're pushing the envelope. But at the same time, we're trying to keep these traditions without eliminating or removing the folks that brought it to us in the game. And so this is the dynamic that you people who are into the game are not patient with us about. We know that's what it takes, but we want to win too. We want to be entertaining, but we still got people that we're beholden to back home that say, hey, hold on to the true thing of this. I made you got to make them, but you got to make it right. So
I like that.
That's all it is with the new school. I had to say that because historically, these people were there. You were there. You did. You were there. I've seen you. You were there. And all of us went through this thing. And every year around this time, forgive us, if they get in that contest, we can't help it. It's human nature. We're going to be rivals. After it's all said and done, we love each other. Yeah. In the meantime, we're trying to win. But be patient with us in the meantime. You dig? Thank you.
Ah.
All right.